In this episode, we went and dove the Copenhagen wreck off Fort Lauderdale Beach. Hey, welcome back. This week, we're going to take a dive to one of the easiest wrecks in South Florida to get to off of Fort Lauderdale called the Copenhagen. Now, I say it's one of the easiest wrecks to get to because if you take a boat or a kayak or whatever out there, it's only about 500 yards off the shore. Of course, we decided to swim out to it. So 500 yards is a long way to swim. But we went out there, got some cool videos. We swam with the fishes. It was a pretty fantastic, really, really fun dive, you know. And it wasn't just the wreck. The surrounding reef is really beautiful. So anyway, join me for a trip to the Copenhagen. Long swim out to the Copenhagen. And thanks for coming along. Kind of excited about this video. I'm going to be, you know, not that I want to toot my own horn, so to speak, pardon the pun, but, you know, a lot of the music in the video is just stuff that I fiddled around with. Nothing special, but, you know, a lot of the music is, I think at this point it's going to be all the music in it is music that I played or made or whatever. And like I said, nothing too extravagant, nothing too... you know, it's just very simple, but still just, you know, I didn't rely on outsourcing music on this one. So I'm kind of excited about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, thanks for coming along. See you at the Copenhagen. So come join me as I go diving, driving, and droning around South Florida and beyond. Yo, let's do this. We were up and at it early. Had to drive up to Fort Lauderdale. It's kind of almost to Pompano, but we had heard that you can park in the parking lot of this restaurant, the Sea-Watch restaurant, and but you got to be careful because you got to be out of there by 10 o'clock in the morning, otherwise they'll tow you. You know, so we went in and just found a nice little spot. The water was absolutely perfect to go swimming out. It was a long swim out, about 500 yards, and you know, at one point we're looking down, we're over the reef, we're still not even close to the wreck. You know, it was a really long, you just had to kind of pace yourself and keep swimming to get out there. But thank goodness there wasn't any heavy surf or waves or anything like that. These guys were following me all the way out. We were finally over what appeared to be a wreck, and so we went down. Visibility was absolutely perfect that day. Wasn't so deep. As I recall, it was about 30, 40 feet deep tops, you know, but mostly about 30 feet. And the Copenhagen itself, you know, the wreck, there's not a whole lot left of it, and it's not, you know, my own opinion, not super exciting, but it does have a lot of sea life and creatures all around it, which is the whole point of sinking ships and, you know, having artificial reefs. But the reefs that grew up around it were absolutely stunning as well. It's just absolutely beautiful reef. Copenhagen, I probably should have looked it up before I started talking. I think it was some sort of coal transport ship, and then they put it out there and the Navy used it as target practice and figured to make an artificial reef out of it. These fish here, I never saw anything like it. They almost got like these two tongues that come out and go along the bottom and, you know, find stuff to feed. I didn't find what he was pointing at. He said there was a big shark underneath the wreck. I found the shell. These fish, I just had to sit and float through this for a while. These fish, I don't know what you call them. We call them bait fish because you'll put a line down with a bunch of hooks on it and grab them, and you'll use them as bait to get bigger fish. Just cruising along the wreck, and there's a monument to it. That was cool. Just this big giant anchor. Like, I feel like somebody set it up. The lobsters weren't afraid of anybody. We were out of lobster season at the time, and they just came crawling right out from under the rocks. You can see a lot of reef structure down there. Big giant rocks and reef. coral. Lots of places for sea life to hide and hang out and enjoy life. We just took our time. There wasn't a lot of current or anything that day. It really was just beautiful out there. Another guy was like, "Now you can't touch me." I was going along like this, just looking down, and all of a sudden I look up, and this is what I saw. It was wild. Just all these divers, like, where the heck did they come from? They obviously came from a boat. So I went up, like, look at that, just a wall of bubbles. No sharks hanging around in the bubbles. But I wanted to go up and see where all these people came from. There it was, the Black Pearl. I said hi to the guy, and he was like, "Is everything okay?" I said, "No, we swam out here." He's like, "You swam out here?" I said, "We're not on your boat. We swam out here." But I took the drone up to show you what we were looking at, how far out we were. Like, there's that boat. They were already on the move by the time we were getting out of there. And I flew the drone out. I was trying to get close to the boat. I ended up losing connection with the drone. And I was afraid I was going to lose my drone. The drone will automatically go up to 400 feet and then find its way back home. You know, right about this point, I started having contact again with the drone. But just to give you an idea how far out there we went, you know, we swam all the way out there. It was still a beautiful day. Had a beautiful ride home. It's still like 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, I went and had breakfast. And it's nothing like going and having a nice breakfast after a dive. But thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the music. You know, like I say, it's nothing too crazy. I just kind of ran the video and played music, and this is where it ended up. But thanks for coming along, and you have a good one. I'm going to keep coming back every other Thursday, and I'll see you around.